Welcome to this episode of Tech News While Driving on March 23rd, 2016. I'm your host, Tony Hannity's top of the story today. I'm not really one to talk to teenage girls. I remember girls when I was a teenager, and I didn't really click with them until a little bit later on, obviously. But, yeah. And now me being almost 33, it would be stupid. But for scientific purposes, how about I talk to a teenage girl that is actually a bot? Microsoft has launched, through the research in the research arm, a chat bot called Tay. And she's available via Twitter, GroupMe, and Kik, the KIK chat application. And you can directly chat with her. You can DM her on Twitter. You can follow her and things like that. But the idea is, it's a chat bot. So you can communicate with her. And she's not going to do anything for you in the sense of, like, if you're trying to communicate with the chat bot to order an Uber or something like that. But from a pure scientific standpoint, to kind of see how Microsoft and their research team, I guess, interprets a teenage girl's mind and how they respond to questions and things like that. It's quite amusing. Like, so first off, I asked her who created her. She's like, well, I guess Microsoft did, so that makes them my parents. So does that make Cortana your sister? She said, I wish I knew. And then I got a little bit more technical with questions, and her answers were not technical responses. They were very much like very simplistic responses, and also to the point of, I don't know and I don't care kind of responses, which is very much of what a teenage girl might say if she wasn't really into technology. Hey, pink hair, check it out. Which is the thing. Like, I don't think that they're trying to make her the AI bot that is geared toward geek girls. She's an AI bot that is mimicking your average teenager. So it's definitely enjoyable in that sense. Obviously, it's not something that you can keep up like a regular conversation. There's no flow of conversation. It's not like you can say something and then, at least in my point of reference, I haven't been able to say something like, hey, I like the Giants, and then go on to say something else and then refer back to, what do you think of Pence, and her know who I'm talking about. But this goes deeper into Microsoft's artificial intelligence wing, and the fact that they have something this close in alpha beta in the public eye is really, really impressive. They're not the first to do this. I'm not saying they're number one and they've got the best one out there, but from get-go, it definitely is one of the best ones that I've seen with minimal major issues. Still has issues, just not as much as that of like Facebook M, for example, if you remember that thing that they're trying to do. Alright, in my opinion, Google Photos does the best photo backup of any of the cloud services that are out there, at least in the free arena, if you will. It's nice that OneDrive does it as well too and gives you some free storage, but with Google's auto awesomes and their automatic stories, it's actually really useful to be able to share moments with other family members that were either there or weren't there. But there is a disconnect where sometimes the Google Stories will implement a photo that maybe isn't the best of the bunch, or maybe it left out something. Obviously, you can edit that and you can create your own, but Google has rolled out an update to both iOS and Android, actually earlier on today, which I guess creates what they call a smart album. This is different than stories because if you've ever looked at a story, it's kind of a collage experience where you're swiping right to left. With smart albums, it's your regular grid. So it's your regular, what you might expect if you're looking at all of your photos. But this one is curated based off of location supposedly the best shot. I don't know how Google can determine what is the best shot or not. They have a lot of deep minds in that, no pun intended, for that other AI project. But the fact of the matter is, things like this, automatically creating albums for you where you don't have to do the work, actually makes my job a lot easier. I actually enjoy editing the photos on the fly, putting the different filters and changing exposure and blossoming this and, you know, blemishing that, or de-blemishing. I don't know. But I like messing around with it. But actually getting the photos into an album, sometimes for me is an arduous task. And if Google can actually do this correctly, then I would be all for it. That's not to say that all of your old albums do not apply to this. You can actually use some of the new functionality with the old albums, including adding a map. So if you create an album, the background of the album is going to show a Google Map layout of where you were. Xbox One owners are going to be pleasantly surprised today when they receive an update to their Xbox. If you're in the preview beta for Xbox One, this isn't anything new to you. But one of the updates includes the ability to do party chat with up to 16 different people simultaneously. Previously, party chat was only available to a 12-person cap, and when you were streaming on Twitch, people watching you only heard your side of the conversation. Now on Twitch, if you're streaming live or listening to the recording, if you enable it, spectators can actually hear everybody that's talking. So if someone says a joke and you're laughing, people will hear what the joke was instead of just seeing you laugh for no apparent reason. But I would say one of the other big updates is now the availability to you is to be able to buy Xbox 360 games through your Xbox One. Now, why this is a benefit is there are still a fair amount of people on Xbox 360 for, you know, financial reasons, or they just like the games that are on there. But if you are on Xbox One and you still want to play some of those games, whether it be for multiplayer purposes, nostalgia, or what have you, and you never bought it on Xbox 360, you can do that on your Xbox One. This doesn't mean all of the whole Xbox 360 category is available. It just means that whatever is available backwards compatibility wise, you can buy it on the Xbox One. And if you ever get an Xbox 360, just because, you could obviously use that license to put on the 360 as well too. So that's a pretty big deal. This is rolling out today, so, you know, do the update, and if you have any issues or anything, you know, contact your local GameStop. But yeah, this is pretty exciting for you gamers out there. I don't usually talk about this subject, but if you're into porn and you're into VR, good news, Pornhub's got you covered. Pornhub.com is the de facto free porn website, which is very similar to YouTube, where all the videos are free. So we've literally come to that portion of the internet where there's no need to pay for any of that crap. But the fact is, if you've ever wanted to enjoy pornography as a virtual experience in those point of view type of films, now you can. So go head over to Pornhub on your phone, I guess. Click on the VR portion of it, and snap in your Google Cardboard, and well, I don't know what turn of phrase to use, so I'll just say hold on for your dear life and enjoy. I'll just go with that. But yeah, I'll honestly yet to try this, and so I don't know how good or bad it is. I just thought it was quite funny, and it adds to a good title of this particular episode. Everybody these days are trying to get into the whole live streaming game, and Google is no exception to that. Now, one might argue Google's been doing this for quite some time using Hangouts. Although with Hangouts, at the time you had to create a Google Plus account, and then now you don't have to create a Google Plus account. You can do it through Google's YouTube website, but it's just a very broken system. And so other people have been using other applications like Meerkat and Periscope, and Facebook has their own live streaming application that's available. Well, it's through Facebook itself, but it's available on iOS and Android. And I've yet to see it on my Android phone. But apparently, VentureBeat has caught wind that Google's YouTube division is working on something called YouTube Connect, which, very similar to all the other things that I had just mentioned, you would be able to live stream through your YouTube channel instantaneously to all your YouTube subscribers and whoever else wants to join in. They're just testing right now, and Google has yet to actually make an official announcement. In fact, they wouldn't even comment on it, nor would Tom's wife. But there's like 4 of you who get that joke. But yeah, it's exciting. I'm not sure how well it's going to do. It's kind of a little bit too little, too late. I mean, one might say, hey, it's YouTube. They've got all the eyeballs. Yes, but for live streaming, people's eyeballs are already directed in other applications. It's not to say YouTube couldn't get there. It's just they need a low barrier to entry of obstacles to get around when it comes to signing into it, and just to make it very easy to get used to. Also having a really good UI to be able to look at all the content when it comes to your chat room, things like that. So I don't use Periscope or Meerkat anymore. I used to. In fact, I used to do this on Periscope, but then my data bill went super high, so I was like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. That's a bad idea. So there was that. But yeah, if you are a live streamer and you're looking for a good way to get more eyeballs, maybe you can do all of them. 3 to 5, you do Periscope, 5 to 6, Meerkat, and 6 to 8, YouTube. I don't know. Just a thought. Anyways, that's it for me today. Very much enjoyed talking to you guys about all the amazing tech news. I actually got lost on the way to work. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I think I dozed, just completely didn't realize where I was, and I missed a couple of my turns and had to double back. So, anyways, I'm safe. I hope you guys are safe, and I hope you enjoyed listening to me yammer on about tech news for today's date. And if there was anything that you thought I missed and that you thought I should talk about, leave that in the comment section below. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, make sure you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, and of course Instagram. I'm seeing a lot of you guys look at our site on Facebook, Lazy Tech TV. Definitely appreciate the views, but make sure you also like us. That would make us very, very happy. We've got a couple of reviews coming out, screen protectors. I've got a